everybody, welcome back to the Enchanted Jedi channel. For those that have watched me before, I don't have the kids with me tonight. It's just going to be me, first time doing it on my own. But for those that are watching for the enjoyment of them and their entertainment value, you don't have to watch the rest. It's just about me and my geekdom, my nerdy hobby. Anyways, I'd said this in the other video, but we had filmed 2 videos the other night, and I made the noob mistake of not plugging in the microphone, so you couldn't hear us. So I redid that one with the Padawan, and now I'm redoing this one. I'm going over Amazon orders that I got in, and so just wanted to do unboxing of those. I'm not gonna take them out of the package or anything. It's just to show you what I got in and maybe see how they packaged it. If I did everything back, I'd talked a while back, I think, about when we were on vacation, and I'd taken everything to do videos down there from stuff I'd gotten in the mail, in case we couldn't find anything on our hunts, and I forgot the microphone, so it was all for naught. So anyways, but the first package I'm going to talk about was a figure that I bought a while back off of Amazon, and it was originally about $50, and I got it on sale. And you know me, like I always like to have one in the box and then one to open. I do the open. Number one, I've always been an inbox collector, or with collecting, that's appealed to me, even with sports cards. Like there was an aspect of that if you had clear packages and could see what was in there, then there was something to leaving it in the package. Back years ago, in the 80s and early 90s, they did like sports cards packages that were clear that you could see through, and so like if you saw an Elway rookie card or something, well, you just left it there. I mean, and so, I mean, as long as you could keep it in good mint condition and everything, that's what you do. And so that always kind of appealed to me as a collector. So when it comes to these, it was easy to be an inbox collector. So that's what I've always tried to do. So I'll just talk about that. A while back in about October, Hasbro released the Emperor. Now, I know y'all can't see him well. I tried to put some lighting where y'all could see him a little better in there. But they had originally released him in the blue line, which would have probably been about 2014 that happened. When they released that, it was just the figure, and I think was really always thought of as a pretty poor figure. And so anyways, I had ordered that, and I'll kind of give you some backstory on me. As I've been collecting now, I don't know, probably 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. And the first figure I ever got was the Scammerian Guard, and still a highly regarded figure. I still think this may be my favorite Black Series figure that they've ever made. Now, I don't have him out of the box, so I really can't say that for sure to know how he moves and stuff. But as little screen time as these guys got, I always thought that they were just a really interesting looking character and figure. And so anyways, that's about when I got into the hobby. Well, that was kind of a golden age sort of beginning, because over about the last 2 years, Hasbro really has done a phenomenal job. Like the figures, they've got this face print technology now, and it's really, I mean, really improved the way these things look. Like the just to see some of the faces, the likeness, it's, I mean, it's not a hot toy, but for roughly $20 figure, it's pretty good. Now, obviously, this one was, I think, about 25 or 30, and this one was 40. So, anyways, but this Emperor, what happened, they released him, I think, in about October, and so it was probably about December. I'd been seeing a lot of guys talk about it, and so, you know, being an original trilogy guy, it was like, okay, I gotta have that figure. And so I ordered it with the intention of buying another one later on. And so I got on one day and I was like, I'm gonna go look and see about getting that figure. And I got on there and they were completely sold out. Wow. And I think they had a price on one of like $100 or something. It's like, oh my goodness, I ain't paying that. And so so then I went on eBay, Evil Bay as some call it, and Mercari looking. And so some of the prices were a little higher, but they still hadn't gotten too bad at that point. And so, like, I think I was probably seeing prices around $60, $80, something like that. And then I saw one day they had one on there. There was a listing. It was this one and 2 Royal Guards. And so if you were to pay full price on those, retail price, you'd be looking at $80. And I think the listing was somewhere in the neighborhood of $70 to $90. And so I saw that and I thought I should get that. I mean, that's a good deal, whatever. Well, if anybody, if you knew me, or anybody watching that does know me, I get buyer's remorse before I buy. And so I didn't buy it. The thing got snatched up like that. And now, since then, I've seen this thing sell for, like, one guy I saw on Instagram the other day said he paid $140 for this figure. It's a $40 figure, paid $140. Now, for me, it just doesn't make sense to me. I would not pay $140 for this figure. It's a great figure. Different from the first one, it comes with the throne. So he's sitting on the throne in there. I know y'all probably can't see that. He's got 2 head sculpt swaps, plus he has the one he already has on. So there's 3 heads. Comes with his cane, and then his force power, or whatever it is, electricity looking things that come out. So it's really, I mean, like, with everything it comes with, I think it's, I don't know if I want to say good value, but it's just nice having all that extra stuff. And so, anyways, but at $140, I just couldn't do it. And so I don't mind paying up for a figure. I get that these things, like, after they stop being produced, if there's a demand there, you know, you have supply and demand, price is going to go up. But, like, for example, one of the ones I need is the Anakin Archive figure. That one right now goes for about $60, $65 on Evil Bay and Mercari. And I just, for me, when a figure gets to 3 times what the original value was, I just can't do it. I mean, $140, I know Mezco doesn't make Star Wars figures that I know of, but I could go buy a Hulk for probably that price in Mezco, or if you're a Mezco collector, you might argue with me and say, no, you can't. But I don't know Mezco, but prices are somewhere in that range that I've seen before. I mean, I'd rather go do something like that than to pay $140 for this one. I don't mind paying up. I've always kind of had a general rule. Now, if I found this for $80, it'd be hard to say no because of the current state of his value, but I'd still have a hard time paying $80 even though it's a double. And so I've always kind of, I want to pay as close to retail as possible, but I'm willing to pay up to double, maybe 2.5. And so like the Anakin figure's going for 60 plus. He's originally a $20 figure. Like, I'd be willing to pay 40, maybe 50 if I stretched it, but I just can't. And then it makes it difficult. Like, I'm lucky I already have one of these, so if I get another one I can't open, the Anakin, at the current rate I'd have to pay $120 to get two so I can open one, and I'm just not going to do that. And so I don't know, I kind of wanted to share with you this and kind of the state of things, like the value they have. This one was a really hot one for some time, but I don't think his value is as high anymore. I think his retail was 20. It was 30. It says it on here, and I got a clearance for 20 on this one. And so, I mean, that was an excellent deal on that. I think he maybe goes for like 40, 45 now. Still very reasonable, I think, at that price. So the reason I'm telling you all of that is this first one that I got from Amazon. Originally it was 50. I paid 35 on sale. I saw guys talk about it, and they were buying it saying, I don't want the same thing to happen with this, what happened with the Emperor for me. And so guys started buying it. Well, when I went on, it was sold out. So it started going for $80, $90. And I got a notification from one of the guys I follow on Instagram, and he had posted that they had some back in stock on Amazon. So I hurried to order one so I didn't have to pay $80 or $90. Not that I would have for this figure. So, just to show y'all, that's how they had it packed in there with bubbles and the whatever you call those, bubblers or whatever. But the figure I got was the Chewbacca with C-3PO. So I had this when I was a little boy. I still have a lot of my figures. I don't have these. I think I actually have one piece to the 3PO, but I don't have the Chewbacca or any of the rest of the parts to him. And so this one just took me back to being a kid, and so I had to have this one, when I saw this come out. And so but the box was a little dinged up, got some bins and stuff in it, but I've got a mint box. My first one came in great shape, and so we will do an unboxing at some point on this figure, and do a review. So, but that was it. Amazon sent it with bubbles in a box. I think they packed it great. That's not always the experience with Amazon, but anyways, now the next one that I'm going to do is the same one from Amazon. This one was an exclusive. I'm not sure what it was from though. Like, I don't know. I want to say Star Wars Celebration, but I don't think that's right. But guys ordered this from Hasbro Pulse and from Amazon, and the guys that ordered from Amazon, now Hasbro Pulse sells out, so does Amazon, and so some guys were getting it from Amazon in a bubble mailer. So I should have got it down to show y'all, but I got a carbonized Sith Trooper last October, yeah, whenever that was. Same thing, happened to me. They sent it bubble mailer. Mine wasn't as bad as some I've seen. It can stand up on its own, but it was dented enough that it's not a nice, good mint copy. And so I've always wanted to get another one, but again, I want to pay about 50 and they go for about 70. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that one. It's got to be mint, you know. So anyways, without much further ado, I'll show you what I ordered and that they sent this in a box, not a bubble mailer. I cannot believe it. Now, my first concern was on this corner. It's dented in right here, so I was really little nervous about that, but overall the box was in good shape, but not big enough to have bubbles or anything. And so I was really concerned because of that. And I'm sorry if that's pretty loud on the video, getting it out. It was a tight fit for this thing. But here it is. So it's a 2-pack, Zuckuss and Forlom, and it's the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back. I've just recently gotten into the 6-inch 40th anniversary card backs. I really like the look of that. I mean, a lot like the vintage collection. I like the Black Series because I think they stand better. However, the ones I have of these stand really well. My disappointing thing in this box is that they released something just like this for the vintage collection, I think maybe a couple years ago, and it had Velcro right here where you could open it up, and it had windows where you could display it real nice. You didn't have to get it out of the box or anything. So this one, it was just kind of a normal box you have to open. But I like the pictures on the side of this one and this one, and I think it would have been cool to have it open where maybe you have one or both of those pictures on there. I mean, that way you could display, you see that still, and you see the figures. I don't know. So the story on these guys, well, I'll go ahead and get them out and show y'all and tell you that. The box is really neat looking though, I think. But here's the first one, and that is Zuckuss. Okay, and here's the second one, and that is Forlom. So, for those of you who didn't collect back then or have never collected, the interesting story on these is when they first, I guess, released these toys back in the, it would have been early 80s when these were released. They had Forlom and they had Zuckuss. However, they decided later on, after that, I believe, and somebody else could probably tell this story better than I do. I don't know it exactly, but they decided this one was more droid-like and needed to have the name Forlom. Much like a C-3PO or an R2-D2, Forlom made a lot more sense for him, and Zuckuss sounded more like an alien, and so they moved Zuckuss to this guy. So when they released these two figures, they went with the original names back years ago that they had first done on the cards. So this really is Zuckuss, but I said Forlom at the beginning. It was just because of the name, but this one has been changed and is Zuckuss now, so it's not Forlom, even though they went with the nostalgia of looking at those old ones, and then it says Zuckuss. This is really Forlom right here. I wish I'd have had the money to buy another one so that I could open these two guys, because I think they are just super cool. They've already released them in the Black Series line, the black and red box, but they're colored differently on these, and it harkens back to the original colors they had when they were released back in the 80s. And so, but my cards were in perfect shape. The box was in perfect shape, outside of just a little bend right there in the box. And so I'm super happy with how Amazon shipped to me compared to others. I know a lot of others had bad luck with these, and they had their cards all torn up and everything, and mine are just perfectly mint. I do need to get a case for them, like well, I don't know. There's several different brands. I just need to try some out and see how I like them. But anyways, I guess that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you all the Chewbacca and C-3PO and these two guys. Sorry if the video is too long, but I don't know, I always wanted to get on and do a video kind of just by myself. I mean, I watch a lot of other adult collectors that do their thing, and I mean, quite honestly, I don't watch a whole lot of regular TV anymore because I like to watch all these guys and watch their toy hunts and see what they've done. And Kaysen will watch with me too, and so, or the Padawan. So anyways, I guess that's it for this video. I hope y'all liked it. Like we say before, please leave a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments for us. We'd love to hear from y'all. Let us know if you've gotten either of these things and what you think of them. And so turn your notifications on so you know when we drop our next video. But thanks everybody for watching, and we'll talk to y'all next time. Deuces.